Austin Elite Rugby crush San Diego Legion at home. Copyright MLR Joe Harvey gives us an update on the action across the pond as the MLR enters its 6th week. San Diego Legion at Austin Elite Rugby. This was a game that went against the form book. Before the kickoff, Austin were at rock bottom of the table. This had been a surprise considering that they have the likes of the Suniula brothers, Pedrie Wannenburg and USA legend Todd Clever, so a big result was coming for the side. San Diego have struggled for form since their last gasp win over the SaberCats in the first week of May. Austin began the game strongly, putting the San Diego defense under pressure early on. This early pressure meant that San Diego conceded a penalty that Timothy Gilliman scored when the game was merely 8 minutes old. Siosifa now was the next Austin player to have an influence on the game. The Texas native burst over the line in order to extend the Elite's lead. Gilliman converted the score. However, Austin's first half was far from over. United States international hand coach Mashui scored another try to extend his try-scoring lead in the league and allowed his teammate, Gilliman, to get another 2 points from the kicking tee. Whilst this was only the 20th minute, Austin had raced into a 17-point lead that remained until halftime. Austin started the second half in a similar fashion to how they started the first. Zinzan Elon Puttock opened up his account for the season. Elon Puttock is a South African native who attended Arkansas State University and previously played for Glendale. Gilliman converted again for Austin. Then came the highlight of what was a pretty dire day for San Diego. Homegrown flanker Drew Gaffney scored a try that would give the San Diego fans a brief sense of jubilation. That jubilation was not set to last, however, as the subsequent conversion was missed. The Elite were soon back in the driving seat. This time it was scrum half Marcus Walsh who darted over the line to score in the 70th minute. This try allowed Gilliman to bring his total points score of the afternoon to 11 when he converted Walsh's try. This meant that Austin beat San Diego a staggering 31-5. This result lifted Austin off the base of the table to reach the heady heights of 4th. This also meant that Austin overtook San Diego by 1 point going into this weekend's fixtures. Utah Warriors at Houston SaberCats. The second game of this weekend was far more competitive than the first. The SaberCats have faded in recent weeks with their results but have always been involved in exciting affairs. Their opposition on this day was the vastly improving Utah, hoping to forget their loss the previous week in Seattle. Houston got off to a quick start. The MLR's top points scorer Sam Windsor got an early 3 points from the boot. Moments later, Fijian Sevens legend Osa Kolonisa scored another try for the SaberCats and allowed Windsor to get another 2 points off the tee. Utah then began to get a foothold in the game. The Warriors scored 14 points in the space of 5 minutes to take control of the fixture. First try was scored by USA lock Matthew Jensen, who bundled the ball over the line. Lance Williams also scored a try and talismanic fly half Kurt Morith converted both tries. It was then Houston's turn to be on top. Foreign Fiji Sevens player Joshua Visi went over to score for the SaberCats. True to form, Sam Windsor converted the try and then proceeded to score a penalty. Utah were the team who ended the first half scoring through a Morith penalty. The second half started with a Utah try. scrum half Don Paddy went over the line just 3 minutes after the new half began. Morath kept up his good kicking form by easily slotting over for the extra 2 points. 3 minutes later, Sam Windsor scored another penalty for Houston. In the 48th minute, Utah winger Tanada Lauti scored a try in the corner that Morath was unable to convert. There was then a 14-minute wait for any more points to be scored. English scrum half Connor Murphy went over for the second week running to keep his side in the game. Naturally, Sam Windsor scored the conversion to give Houston a 1-point lead with just under 20 minutes to go. Utah scored their winning points with 10 minutes to go. Tongan hooker Loa Tupuletu kept up his impressive try-scoring run by getting over the line. Tupuletu's countryman Morath added the 2 points. No further points were scored during the game, meaning that Utah won away from home, 30-36. This result meant that Utah moved up to 3rd place as Houston slipped to the foot of the table in 7th position. NOLA Gold at Seattle Seawolves. Both of these sides were victorious in the 2 games that were played last week. So, this set up the standout candidate for the game of the week. And boy did it deliver. Seattle's Brock Stoller started the game that would see him easily take the title of MLR's Player of the Week. The big Canadian winger bagged 14 points in the opening 6 minutes. This came through 2 lung-busting tries and 2 conversions. Not too long after getting 14 points, Stoller was already getting his 16th. Seawolves number 8 Eric Ducal went over the try line and Stoller calmly added the conversion. NOLA eventually got on the scoresheet through USA prop and former Queensland resident Ben Tarr. Fly half Taylor Howden calmly converted the score. Stoller was on the scoresheet again not too long after. This came through a penalty and a conversion as courtesy of a Matthew Turner try. NOLA received a penalty try, courtesy of Brock Stoller's infringement as NOLA were driving towards the Seattle line. Stoller received a yellow card for his troubles on what was a busy afternoon for the Canadian. NOLA made the most of their man advantage. Centre Moni Tongwaiha burst over the line to make the score line a lot closer than how it would end. Taylor Howden converted the score to bring halftime. In the 43rd minute, NOLA scored their only points of the half through scrum half Michael Baska. However, on this occasion Taylor Howden was unable to get his side any more points from the conversion. So ensued what was a very dominant Seawolves side. As Stoller was still off the field, U.S. Army officer Will Holder took control of the kicking duties. He kicked a penalty before converting a lad in Shermer's try, even though Stoller was back on the try by that point. It was Seattle's hooker who next got over the line. Daniel Trierweiler, who is a 12-year veteran of the club, extended his side's lead and allowed Stoller to nail another conversion. The game would end through another superb Matthew Turner try. The former England Sevens player glided through to score his 2nd try of the afternoon. Stoller ended the afternoon with 25 points following his conversion of Turner's 2nd try. Stoller's impressive form does make you wonder why he is nowhere near the Canada side for the upcoming games against Scotland, Russia and the United States. This result saw Seattle take over Glendale in the overall table. However, having said this, Glendale currently have a game in hand so could still take top spot. NOLA slipped to 5th because of Austin's victory.